Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
Where breaking news would happen after this show was done, after we got done recording, or we're live like we are right now. If you are watching this later in the week on Wednesday as we replay this, you've already had time to react to this, but we are just now finding out, as the news just came down, multiple reports. The ace of the Guardians, Shane Bieber, out for the season, needs Tommy John surgery. I guess he had some issues after opening day. That great start in Oakland and followed it up with another great start. Didn't look like anything was wrong. Looked like he was back to the Shane Bieber of old, but some discomfort, and they got an MRI, did the Guardians on Shane Bieber, and it did reveal he needs Tommy John surgery, which we know for pitchers keeps you out of action for at least a year, if not more than that. I am Kevin Arnold. This is, well,
I'm just Jay today.
He's
There's
just
nothing
Jay.
positive to be today.
Peter, tell
I
him.
was having a good day.
We were going to come on here. We were going to talk about our baseball conversation that we just had up on the stage. What a great conversation with the Vice President of Communications, Curtis Danberg. Always a great guy to talk to. I've worked with him in different capacities at the radio station, other things around town. And we were just talking about how great Shane Bieber has been and how great it was to see him back, Jay.
How he started and just looked better than ever.
And also the person, though, you know, like how great of a person he is. I'm sure you've seen the video, maybe not. When he was driving down his street, back roads of his city, things like that. You know, he saw a wiffle ball game going on, and him and his wife were in the car, and they stop and they join in on the wiffle ball game.
Yeah, who does that? No one. You don't see that happen often. He's just a good dude. Stuff like this shouldn't be happening to good people. And
that's the type of people that the Guardians.
It's heartbreaking, Kevin.
It is.
I was all excited about the show, and then he told me this literally 2 seconds before our show, and it just took the wind right out of my sails.
I know we're doing a Saturday show. We're Saturday in the morning, just about the middle of the day. We're here at the Great Lakes Collectors Convention. I don't know why I always get tripped up on some of those words. I just want to say GLCC, but that would be doing a disservice to the people, the fine folks that put this on. Jeremy and Peter, his friend Steve, who put this on. Presented by Greenie Sports Cards. We have our own cards as well. Jay's got his. Not sure he was supposed to take the stand. We don't know.
Kevin, don't rat me out.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's clear. They can't see it.
I mean, I have my card. He's got his. I'm just kind of
doing magic. Peter's holding it up with his AI technology, just floating there.
It's crazy. Like, again, this is going to be something we were all excited about to do. We're
going to have fun still, Kevin.
We'll open some cards later.
We'll open some old school cards I'm looking forward to. I mean, look at behind us. This place is packed. It's a good time here. It just, man, does that suck. I can't promise I won't swear today. I'm really mad.
I'm so glad you grabbed me a pack of Pokemon cards because that's the only thing.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, I didn't grab them. I'm like, Kevin will want the Pokemon cards.
I do want the Pokemon cards.
He's our local 12-year-old.
It's that and my kid just being on the other side, my wife and my kid being on just the other side of the camera right now, being out here with us. That's keeping the smile on my face. But I feel heartbroken for Shane. I feel heartbroken for Cleveland fans, but more so Shane because, again, we just talked to Curtis. The person that Shane Bieber is, a guy like him and Tristan McKenzie, the type of people that they bring into their organization, whether from front office, equipment staff, grounds crew, players, all throughout the minor leagues and the big league club, it's an organization that's built on really, really good people. And you just feel for a guy like that had to miss so much of last season. He put in all that work at Driveline and with trainers and everything, and now 2 starts in, he's done for the year and probably won't pitch until midway through next season.
I mean, like, who knows with his future, what's going to happen?
I don't know.
Who knows? I don't want to get that far.
Like everyone will go to that card right away. I'm not going to. He's still a Cleveland Guardian. He's a Cleveland.
My thing is, like, he was getting ready to cash in. He worked really hard at his craft to become a good teammate. But yes, he wanted that big deal that everyone wants. And then this happens like right before that. That ain't even fair.
No, and look, this is my clamor, this is my plead to Paul Dolan and the organization. Do right by this guy. Like you always have. I'm not saying you haven't. That's not what I'm saying at all. Do right by this guy. Not because we want him to stay here now, just because he still deserves it. And you know he still wants to pitch. He's going to try to come back. Maybe now, not until 2026. Maybe we see the real Shane Bieber. We'll see him in 2025. What he looks like. That's conversations way down the road. But do right by Shane Bieber. Let's extend him now. Let's keep him here for as long as we can. I know we talk about the Jose Ramirez deal and being team friendly and city friendly, and it's because he loves it here. I think the love affair and the connection that Shane Bieber has to this city and this organization, I think it'd be right if they did right by him.
Agreed. And the thing with Tommy John Jersey back 20 years ago, that you're done.
Yes.
That, you're pretty much done. Now they're so good at it. These guys come back stronger, and we know he's going to come back stronger because he has the work ethic. He's going to put in the time, and he's going to bust his ass to get back to where he was. God, this is killing me. He was pitching so well. He looks so strong, too.
Like I said at the beginning, this is when I don't want breaking news to happen because this isn't the news I want to talk about.
We're supposed to be like breaking news. Guardians trade for some superstar or something, you know what I'm saying? Not breaking news. Our ace get hurt.
This is, and this just continues the I'm laughing only because Lincoln's
throwing a fit in the background, right?
No, he's laughing.
He's laughing?
Yeah,
I can only hear him.
They're playing, but he also sees that it's bottle time, so maybe he is a little upset. But he's kind of going back and forth.
I don't know. I think he just found out about Shane Bieber. Really,
I think that's what it is.
He's
I think
like,
that's what it is. But
Bieber, what? And now he's not. Look at that face. That is a face.
Hi, bud.
Of
Hi.
Anger.
Got to help Mom out while she gets the ball ready because he is an impatient person when it comes to food, just like all of us tend to be. But yes, this hurts, and it. In a business where we need content, this is not the content we want, Kevin. I don't like that I have to say this, but this is just if you look at the year almost like a school year, the Cleveland sports scene as a school year starting in August, September, that means you start with the Browns. Look how many injuries they had, and they still fought to keep in their position. Cavs, how many injuries they've had. Now, are they struggling down the stretch? Yes. We'll get into them maybe a little bit later. We're going to do a shorter show here because our buddies from the Side Hustle podcast are also doing a live thing. It's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania day one. So they got a lot to talk about. So
I know you want to talk a little WrestleMania.
Yes, I will definitely talk a little WrestleMania towards the end. But, the Cavs have dealt with injuries, and now, the first one that hits the Guardians.
Why can't we have nice things, Kevin?
I don't know. I really don't know, and it hurts my heart. I'm not even talking like a fan right now, guys. This hurts my heart for Shane, for the city, because this is just a.
It makes me want to eat the gum in this pack from 1991.
I'll pay you $20 if you do that.
No.
Okay, because there's probably no money to try to do that, eat that gum that's in that baseball pack. Why don't we hit our first break of the show? Because I need to get off this conversation.
I need to go get a tissue and wipe my eyes. I got something in there.
We'll get to our first break. We will I don't even know how to break down the Guardians right now. We'll see how they respond from this the rest of the year. The good thing.
Like I said, they got that 3D printer. They'll probably just print out another Cy Young winner. But the fact that they got people that can come in and play is great. It's still just heartbreaking when you knew how hard he worked to get back.
Yeah, you can't replace a guy like Shane Bieber, but you can. The pitching staff can overcome. It's so hard to talk about this, the steps beyond this because it just happened. But it's a pitching staff we know talent-wise can at least overcome and manage. It's the offense that's going to have to continue. There's going to be lulls in the season. We know that. Be realistic, guys. The offense we're seeing, they have that ability to do that throughout the season. Is that going to happen every week and every game? No. Teams that win 100 games go through rough stretches offensively. It's a 162-game season, so don't overreact, don't underreact just now in April. Enjoy what you're seeing because you can't win your division in April. You sure can't put yourself in a position to lose it if you don't come out to a hot start and you're climbing that ladder back towards the top the rest of the way. So let's hit our first break of the day. We are out here at the Great Lakes Collectors Convention presented by Greenie Sports Cards. We thank them for bringing us out here. ESPN Cleveland, my fellow teammates there. We have a nice stand down the way. Plenty of people with different
We got Double A walking up behind us right now.
Double A walking up behind us right now.
So we better get to break because I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either. Or
he's got the WrestleMania on his mind.
Or he's going to make my heart hurt more with the Shane Bieber news. So we will be back here on the Voice of the Land on the Big Play and Be On Air Podcast Network.
Are you struggling to hire the right talent or maybe even find the right career? Vector Technical makes it easy. Since 1992, Vector has provided Ohio employers with a reliable process for hiring and have helped thousands of job seekers advance in their careers. Vector Technical is more than just a temp agency. We invest time to get to know each client and candidate personally. Vector places people in job opportunities that they are truly excited about. Interested in learning more? Visit our website at www.vectortechnicalinc.com to see a full list of our current job opportunities and to find out what Vector Technical can offer you.
Welcome back to the Voice of the Land here on the Big Play Be On Air Podcast Networks. I'm Kevin Arnold. This is Always Positive Jay. Off to the side that you still can't see, even with a wide shot camera today. He made it just zoomed in enough where you can't see him. It is Peter Tillip. What Jarvis was to Iron Man Audio, our AI system, is to the Voice of the Land. That's what we call Peter. He is in his humanoid form right now, but he acts like an AI system because anything that goes wrong, boy, oh boy, does he have an answer.
He's the original AI.
He's the original AI. That's right, because before AI was even talked about, we were mentioning that he was an AI system.
Now I just feel old. Thanks, guys.
That's not what the...
You are old.
I am old.
If you're the old AI system, AI has only been around for like a year or so. Like you're like 2 years old. That's all. You know, you're just learning. You're just learning. We do have some cards in front of us. We're going to open those here in just a second. I guess be remiss if we didn't at least talk about the Cavs. We didn't get a chance on our last show to talk much about them. They only got 4 or 5 games left, Jay. It seems like they're really reeling. It's not the way you want to go into the playoffs.
No, it's not.
And honestly, I'm getting concerned. Like I'm
starting to get there. Like I said, I'm still in the. I want to see how they do in the playoffs, but the way they're playing right now is concerning.
And I'm not saying I'm pushing the panic button on them.
Concerned, but not panic.
But I'm concerned only because it's just there seems like a bigger issue, because I got flack for this doing stuff yesterday out at the convention center. Of course, Tourney Town with the Final Four in town. We'll mention that before we get out of here as well. But Tourney Town, I was out there doing a show yesterday, and I got flack for it that I brought up the New York Knicks series. I'm not bringing that up because I'm going to a past series and I'm bringing up the Knicks specifically. My point in bringing that up is what we saw in that series from the Cavaliers, being out-toughed, outworked, out-physicaled, just outdone, and never made any sort of adjustment in that series. You had your manhood, your pride was taken, and you never tried to get it back. You never had enough in you to get it back. We wanted to see a different team this year. We saw a different team to start, but we're seeing that team again. And when they're getting blown out, whether it's by the Suns or teams that they should not lose to, there's just no effort. There's no winning the 50-50 balls. This is not a J.B. Bickerstaff team. We have said this so many times on the show. What did we see when he first got here, Jay? We saw a team that wanted every 50-50 ball, got the floor burns.
Dog.
The junkyard dog chain came about because he built a team of junkyard dogs. We didn't win a lot initially. Why was that? Because we just didn't have enough talent at the end of games. But you couldn't say that the other team outworked them. They out-talented us, but they didn't outwork us. I thought when we got talent on this team and the young talent learned what they were doing and got accustomed to the NBA game, I thought that meant we keep the junkyard dog mentality and we have the talent. Boy, oh boy, this team is going to be hard to stop. They've left the junkyard dog mentality way behind. And we're seeing a team and every other team against them taking the Knicks model, knowing that the Cavs are right for the taking in that regard, and the Cavs are doing nothing to try to stop it.
Yeah, they better get their act together because these playoffs, they're right around the corner, Kevin. And, I mean, if you're going to get it right now and get hot right now.
Yeah.
We know they can do it. That's the thing that's driving us nuts. We know what this team is capable of playing. Maybe my recommendation, maybe getting back to what this guy once said, I don't know, bringing Garland and Mobley off the bench because it's just not gelling, dude. It's not.
It's not. It's that staggering of them. Like, I know that Mobley and Garland are going to start. I know that. It's not like bringing them off the bench right from the start. And people that are, like, complaining about Garland's play this year because of how much money he makes, like, stop with that conversation. Excuse me. We don't try to tell people how I feel. If that's how you feel, that's fine. I'm not letting that get into my head. I'm saying that Darius Garland hasn't lived up to his expectations because I know Darius Garland would say that about himself, knowing the type of player and the type of work ethic that he does have. He has not had the season. Injuries have taken him out. When he's come back and he's gotten his legs back, we haven't seen that all-star caliber player. Yes, he has that big contract. He has the max contract. The money is the money because that's how the league is set up. There's nothing we can do about that. That's the money from TV contracts, all of that. What a max contract player gets from the team that has their bird rights, has the rights to that player, that money is set at, like, for everybody, and it keeps going up. That value keeps going up. They signed a player that was an all-star caliber that they wanted to keep here. How do you do that? You sign to a max contract. The max contract has nothing to do with how he's playing this year. How he's playing this year has been disappointing, though.
Yes, it's been very disappointing. And I get why people get upset that he's a max contract, not living up to it, because if you have a max contract player not living up to expectations, he's taking up that cap space that you think you could put somewhere else. I think what's frustrating is, again, we know what he's capable of. We've seen how he can play. He's had more than enough time, I think, to get back and acclimated and back in shape to playing. He just needs to do it. He needs to cut down the turnovers big time. Now, we did talk, we're going to open some cards here in a little bit, but
yes.
Before the show, there's a hot topic on Twitter right now over a certain foul or no foul call. I almost forgot, and I have no idea how you feel.
Like, Shane Bieber took this whole, like, because, listen. Let's get into the Final Four. And great games last night. South Carolina doing what they do.
Now, I want to say, I didn't watch this game. I fell asleep before, and so I don't know. Because in baseball, like, you want to see just the officiating the same.
Yeah.
So when it comes to reference of how they were calling the game, I'm not going to sit there and pretend I know what happened because I didn't get to watch it. But I saw that play, Kevin, and that's a foul.
So, if you don't know what we're talking about and you didn't stay up for the game, Iowa and UConn was the star of the night in the women's Final Four, right here in our own hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And it's great to see our hometown being spotlighted nationally. And this is a
game
great
of the year right now.
It's game of the year. You got Tourneytown. That is a great event. It's a free event. This, I think only a couple bucks to get in here, a couple bucks to do some of the extra stuff at Tourneytown. Great events all around town right now. Get out, enjoy it. I'm trying to get out and enjoy it because, just to go back a little bit, back in 2016 when the Cavs won the championship, I'm very superstitious as a fan, as you guys know.
I
watched Game 5 a certain way, on the couch, sitting a certain way, by myself in a room up in the upstairs of my aunt's house when I was living there. And they won. So I did the same thing with Game 6. Tested out. It worked. So what did I do with Game 7? I did the same exact thing. What do I regret? Not being downtown, not being a part of that atmosphere as the spotlight was on us as the Cavs played in Golden State, but we had those watch parties outside, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to get out and involve myself in as much of these big moments that our city gets to be at the forefront, show exactly how great we are. I'm trying to be out there. Last night, Iowa, UConn, Paige Beckers versus Caitlin Clark. Iowa wins 71-69. But and all that anyone can talk about is with about 3 seconds left. Well, I guess it was 10 seconds left, and UConn brings the ball up the floor. They're trying to get Paige Beckers the ball, and I think it's Aaliyah Johnson was the player to set a screen, and she's moving into the screen. She never got set as Gabby Marshall from Iowa fights over the screen, which you should do with a three-point shooter. You should fight over the screen, force them into your help towards the paint. Allow your, the post players to get their hands up, give you some help in the paint. She does exactly what she's supposed to do. Aaliyah gets into the screen. It's a moving screen, and she flares the elbow out. That is a foul. By the letter of the law, that is a foul in the game of basketball. What do people say? Oh, well, I don't like that call because it happened with 3 seconds left.
Kevin, is there a rule? Is there like a set of different rules when there's within the last 10 seconds that you're not supposed to? Because as far as apparently you're on the same page as me.
I am on the same page as you.
Of course you are. We're always on the damn same page. We never get to argue with each other. I was looking forward to a fight with you this morning.
No, I'm fighting through the camera. I'm fighting through the camera right now.
Apparently, within the last minute or last couple plays, we're just supposed to foul the other team. Because you're not supposed to call penalties then, according to everyone. Even according to LeBron, he didn't like to call. Sorry, I love you, LeBron, but a foul's a foul no matter what time, how many minutes are left. With the last strike, if you don't want the game to be over, you're supposed to call a ball.
Right.
Like, come on.
And as much as I love LeBron, I am wearing some of my special LeBrons here today on this show. You can't see them because they're under the table. I'm not lifting my feet up because that's just like a weird picture on a podcast, on a show like ours. But even for LeBron to say that, if he got fouled in that circumstance, guess what?
My uncle's harassing Peter right now.
I was going through it, man. I was going through it. LeBron would be begging for that call, and he'd be all over Twitter like, how do you not call this, that type of thing, if that was against him? There is no rule out there, people, that says that under 2 minutes, these fouls should not be called. Guess what? When the 2-minute report comes out from NBA games and people see that they were vindicated, that Donovan Mitchell got fouled and that was not called, and we lost by 1 point, he should have been at the free throw line. Those same people are saying, oh, you can't call that with 3 seconds left. Yeah, you can. It's a foul. I don't care. If you don't want the referees to dictate the end of a game, do what you're supposed to do. She did not set the screen properly, and that is a foul.
Now,
Stop with this.
They don't call the foul. And then Paige Beckers gets open, nails the three, and there's clearly a foul. Is that wrong for them? Now is everyone just going to?
Everybody's going to. There's going to be.
Let's just get to the point. Then people are just going to bitch and moan about everything, no matter how they do it.
I think people want to see Caitlin Clark go down. I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. There's a huge group of people that want to. Everyone wants to see people fail for some reason. I don't know why.
And they wanted to see. Oh my gosh, from LSU. Why am I blanking on Angel Reese?
Yes.
They wanted to see her fail. I get there was she was the villain in that rivalry. Those two players told you last year and this year, all throughout, right before the Elite Eight game, there's no animosity between them. That's just two competitors going at it. Of course, Caitlin Clark did the John Cena. Speaking of WrestleMania weekend, she did the John Cena in a game. She didn't do it at a player. Guess what? You do stuff like that, and that's nationally televised. Other players, when they beat you, are going to come back with the same exact thing, and that's what Caitlin Clark wants. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, all of the players from South Carolina, because 1 through 9, 10, however many they rotate through, are great players. All of these players, Juju Watkins from USC, the freshman, they are great for the game of basketball, especially to spotlight how great the women's game is. And I hope that this translates, the popularity of women's basketball for college translates now to the WNBA as more and more of these players make it to the WNBA. Because guess what? You got Asia Wilson with the Las Vegas Aces, who's won 2 straight championships. Her point guard is Kelsey Plum, the player that Caitlin Clark passed for the most points in women's Division I history this year. So she had over 3,000 points. You have Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart with the New York Liberty, and that's just a couple names just to name a few. The WNBA draft, is probably going to be one of the most watched drafts that we've seen in a while because Guess who's going first? Caitlin Clark to the Indiana Fever. Who's going to go in the top 5? Angel Reese is going to be there. These names are names that we should all know and be talking about more often, and not talking about an official doing their job when they're put in that position. Instead of swallowing the whistle like other people like to complain about, they blew the whistle because it was an infraction against the rule for setting a screen, and that is why the foul was called and Iowa got to win. And people giving crap to Caitlin Clark for bouncing the ball off of Paige Beckers, who turned her back. That's been done in basketball for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
This star has to make this other star look bad? No. She's doing a smart basketball play to get time off the clock. She's trying to win and go to the championship game, people.
The good news is they're in the news. Good or bad, they're in the news.
Good or bad, they're in the news. But I just, when people are great, I just wish people would witness that and not hate on greatness. Because when LeBron is gone, people are going to miss him. As a lot of people that hate on his greatness, they are going to miss him when he is gone.
Well, mentioning players that are gone and not playing anymore, let's open up some of these cards in this.
Well, let's hit a break. We'll open up some cards and then preview a little WrestleMania and get out of here so that the Side Hustle guys, AA, Anthony Alford, Kyle Cornell, our buddies, we got a chance to join them a couple weeks back. They can do their show, but this is the Voice of the Land with myself, Kevin Arnold, Always Positive J, Peter Tellup on the Big Play and Be On Air podcast networks.
Are you looking for a career in manufacturing? Vector Technical has you covered. Vector Technical is a 28-year-old staffing firm that has partnered with some of the biggest and the best companies throughout northeastern Ohio. The recruiters at Vector Technical will coach you through the entire job process and will help you land an opportunity that you are truly excited about. Vector does not add any additional fees and offers benefits as well as free online skills training through Penn Foster. To learn more, visit www.vectortechnicalinc.com and make sure to check out our job board to see a full list of our current opportunities and apply.
Welcome back one final time live from the Great Lakes Collectors Convention presented by Greenie Sports Cards inside the Independence Fieldhouse at Independence High School, a place I know very well because I've played in the CVC, I've played on the field that's outside, I have coached on the fields outside, so getting here was not that big of a deal today, and it's a well-located place right off of 77. Pretty straight shot up, if you're coming from the east side, pretty straight shot up Brexel Road, up to Sea League Drive, and then you just drive up and you get to the campus of Independence High School. A great event going on, as you can kind of see behind us. All of the card vendors, they have some other memorabilia. There's some pops.
Tons of cards, tons of memorabilia, a lot of signed
pops,
stuff.
which is my collector's item right now. I have a bunch of cards at home, but they're stored away.
I'm going to try to find me a new bobblehead to add to my collection.
Yeah, so I might have to take a quick walk around, and then I know that Lincoln might be getting a little fussy over there, so we might need to head out. But we do want to open some cards because they were gracious enough to give us some packs of cards. I know that I at least want to open one of each of the sports that we have here, basketball, baseball, and football. But, Jay, I will let you start. I will let you.
We're going to go with some NBA hoops from
start with NBA. I will
what
follow.
What year is this? Where are we at? I think it's the 90s.
This says copyright 1989 for mine.
We got a Chris Morris, a Robert Parrish.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Buck Johnson, Lindell Ickles, expansion draft choice, Tyron Corbin, whoever that is. I'm just going to, if I come across anyone I know.
Yeah.
Rick Edelman. Wow, he looks so young in this card. Vernon Maxwell was a good player.
Yes, he was. Del Curry. Steph Curry's dad. Robert Reed. I know that. I know
nice.
Robert. Yep. In mine, I will keep with the NBA theme. I got Kenny the Jet Smith, Jim Paxson, Tim McCormick. We will also Karl Malone.
So you get to the Karl Malone. I get
89
nothing good.
NBA All-Star game, the MVP of that. Let's see who else we have in here. I thought that said Seth Rollins, but it is a Cavalier. Wayne Rollins. I'm just in this.
Michael Fratello, dude.
Yes, Michael Fratello. Doesn't say Mike Fratello. It says Michael Fratello when he was coaching with the Hawks. Joe Dumars, great.
Yeah, your
with
pack
the
is way better than mine. It was loaded.
Larry Drew, former voice of the Cavs, Larry Drew. Jeff Malone, and then John Battle, I know, from the Hawks as well. What sport would we like to go with next there, Jay? This is a great pack.
We'll go with the 1990 baseball. We got some
Peter, did you get
flares.
some cards too?
I did. I didn't grab them all. So I
Oh,
got a
wow.
couple different ones.
He's got the action stickers with them. Look at that. Look at that Astros symbol.
Oh, my gosh. The Astrodome in the background there.
Don Straught. I got a Nolan Ryan. Who else we got in here? Anybody good? I used to this reminds me of going up to the Dairy Mart. I'm talking to my aunt right now, right up the street, and buying these baseball cards. Bill Ripken at Cal Ripken's brother, and Tom Cannonati, old Indians pitcher.
Well, let me open up this pack here. I don't see. Let me see if I can find the year on this. No, I don't see a year on this pack. Yeah, you can look at the packaging there. We'll see what we got here. Got a little baseball puzzle there. This is perfect for Lincoln. That's a perfect size puzzle for Lincoln right now.
Kevin, you're opening up all the cards. Like, these are all like my era of cards here.
Kurt Schilling, Tony Gwynn.
Kurt Schilling, what year? Flip that over.
This is
his rookie. It looks like maybe his second year. Because that's probably
an
89. That's an 89.
He's traded from Red Sox to the Orioles in 88. So I think this is going into 89.
Tony Gwynn passed up.
Jeff Musselman. Well, I already said.
Mike Jackson.
Yep. Dennis Cook. Edgar Martinez.
One of the greatest DHs ever.
John Smoltz.
Dude, why do you get all the good cards?
Dante Bichette. Ernest Riles, Mike Diaz.
Look at the Sox logo, though, on that. That's what I always love looking at the logo.
Yeah, the old Sox logo, yeah. Yeah, that is
all right,
absolutely
we'll finish my last pack.
You doing a football one?
Yeah. This is total blast from the past. I'm sure people listening are entertained.
Yeah.
Anthony Carter. Is that Chris? No, it's just Anthony Carter. Frank Wright. You're going to get, like, all the great players. I haven't got no one I recognize yet.
So far, I don't recognize. Oh, there's one I recognize.
Not a single one. The football cards are always the roughest because there's so many positions.
Yeah, there's
I would
so
have
many
named all these, but no one would have known any of the players.
Well, I do have a card, the one I can name, Tom Landry. I have a Hall of Fame card for Tom Landry in this pack. I've heard of Ricky Sanders and Winston Moss, but the rest of these, I have not heard of those. So I'm finally with you where, names I don't remember, but, hey, you know what? They all made it to – they're all part of the 1% that made it to the NFL during their era.
Yeah,
so they are doing a great job there, and I'm sure that there might be some wrestling stuff around the show here.
That guy had a belt over here somewhere. Someone might have bought
WWE cards, I think, too. Down this side right here where we are.
Well, I might have to.
Your buddy Double A is
Double A's already got him. Let's
jump on the mic. We're going to talk some WWF.
Oh my gosh. Oh that is, well, just like Shane Bieber, this card right here is heart-wrenching.
So look at these. We got a few.
Those are shiny too.
I know, they're nice. So the GOAT, Bray Wyatt.
Yep, late great Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bray Wyatt.
Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
In AEW.
Got her.
The CEO, as she's known.
So here's a throwback. So The Miz and John Morrison.
Yes.
As the tag team champions.
Now, did you buy a pack and open them?
No, these were sold separately. I mean, they were together.
Right, but like sold without like actually being in a pack.
Right.
LA Knight, or is that Max Dupree?
This is the – that was good. That was real good. This is the LA Knight.
Max Dupree. An era he always wants to forget.
Uh-huh. I just realized I was showing the back of the card to the camera.
That's fine.
But it has, like, the descriptions and stuff there. So it's actually pretty cool. Of course, Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, that's a card.
He has a big – he has a big night.
He's got a big weekend.
He has a huge weekend.
He's got a big weekend.
Somebody else who has a huge weekend, a huge day.
Oh, Jey Uso.
Yeah, the Jey Uso.
Oh, I picked him to win on your show, didn't I?
You did.
Yeet.
You did. Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
He's got a great first name.
For real.
For real.
Really? And then the guy.
Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
We're going to find out this weekend if he can finish the story.
Yes.
And then this is.
Finish the story. That's not how I said it to my wife this morning. but we don't say that on the show.
Yeah.
So finish the story. Just put a word that The Rock's been using on TV.
So here's the funny thing. We've been going around to the different vendors and stuff here, and the amount of fans who might have tuned out of wrestling.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait a minute. I remember Cody when he was like a baby.
Yes.
That's
It
funny.
was like a baby from 15 years ago. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's in the main event tonight.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like for the championship. What? He's in a match with The Rock.
Well,
The Rock's back?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like I told you, tonight we're going to test out how long Lincoln can last somewhere. So, it's kind of the test to see if we have any availability to come to your place for night 2. How long he can last. We're going to go just up the street to one of our friends' houses tonight. And the guy that invited us, now I coached both of his kids in soccer, and I became great friends with the entire family. The kids both still come to me for advice because one's going to college, going to Mercyhurst, which just went Division I, by the way.
Nice.
Mercyhurst College. A lot of people have heard of that, but they just went Division I. So much bigger competition in that. They're going to be facing off against schools like Fairleigh Dickinson, who has a big NCAA tournament win over the last couple years.
Yes, they do. They helped me a couple years ago.
Yeah. They
helped me a couple years ago.
I know they helped.
Nobody helped me this year.
Yeah.
No help. I had no Final Four teams.
None?
None. No Final Four teams.
I've got one.
Only one Elite 8 team.
I had one Final Four team.
This was Kevin, and I was trying to be positive here, Jay, but I couldn't because this bracket this year sucked.
Yeah.
I had nothing.
I'll let you know if UConn loses, if it sucks or
It
not.
does. Yeah.
As long as UConn loses, it's
he
great.
needs UConn to lose so he can win his bracket challenge with Aaron Goldhammer. Because if he wins, he gets a spot on the really big show on ESPN Cleveland for an hour.
2 hours.
2 hours.
It was double or nothing.
Aaron sits in a corner, has to be
Just
quiet
watch me
for
do his
2
job
hours,
better than him.
while Tony Rizzo and Always Positive Jay do part of the really big show together. If UConn wins, he's got to delete Rizzo's number for at least 2 weeks.
Do you get to do headlines?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Just depends on the time he comes in at.
Yeah.
You should come in right at the top, 9
Right
o'clock.
at the top, yeah. Then
you
you
come right in at 9 o'clock.
Then you got to do headlines.
And do
I'll
headlines.
do headlines. Bring it on.
Open the show. You got to be on the A block.
And that's doing headlines is actually easy
Stay on the
because all you got to do all you got to do with the headlines is actually pretty easy. Just come in with the biggest stories from the night before.
Oh, I know. I listened to them.
Just say
so
it
many years
quickly,
I could
and
do
then
it.
Riz will go off for about 5 or 6 minutes on it. So,
Exactly.
you just let Riz go, and then it fills up that entire second
Like
half
I
hour.
said, for 2 hours, I'm going to show Aaron how to do his job better than he does. So,
Yeah.
Next.
So we're
or till they yank me off the show.
So we are rooting for UConn to lose in that regard. I mean, even our bracket challenge between my wife and I would be rooting for UConn to win, but I think I'm already up enough games where that doesn't matter. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The winner gets to pick where we go out to dinner to. It's both of our money that's going to pay for it anyway, so it's not like,
Well, since I lost the bracket, I'm paying McDonald's to treat me. So.
You're paying. But like you said, AA WrestleMania Night 1 is tonight, and the guy that you were mentioning, people around here, they're interested again because they're hearing names they've heard before when they used to watch. The dad, the guy that invited us over tonight, he's watching again. He's been catching up with it because The Rock is back. That's how powerful these guys are when they come back, and especially for a longer period of time. Cena might come back for a summer tour, like one night here, one night there. He definitely understands.
I just want to watch and see if I got all my picks right now.
Well,
you guys
yeah.
I
gave me
told
incentives.
you you're gonna be intrigued and interested, and what's going on with that. You really are. I mean, it's gonna be, and you got 13 matches.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. They came up a little short this year.
Well, yeah, but it's split up over 2 nights, of course. So, we'll be watching both nights. AA, what are you looking forward to most tonight for night 1 with the anticipation that a lot of us have had and have built to this night?
Well, the big thing, obviously, this event's built around the bloodline, and can Cody do it? Can Seth do it? Now, tonight, this may not be a good night if you're a Cody and Seth fan, but I want to see tonight in some of those other matches who's going to steal the show.
Yeah.
Who's going to be when we walk out of this WrestleMania night 1? What's going to be that match where we're like, oh, All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's all right, something really, big time happened, and we got to focus in on that. So, overall, I'm just really excited. Of course, everything The Rock has done up to this point has been gold. So I'm really looking forward to just seeing The Rock perform, and if he can keep, if he can stay in shape for longer than 5 minutes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've been.
If he can.
My mind has already come to grips with as big of on the fan side of things, liking the baby faces in that bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and his group. Maybe we'll get an Avengers Assemble type moment maybe tomorrow night. But I've already brought myself to the point of I understand storylines, how they're written. I've brought myself to accept that tonight it's probably going to be Rock and Roman that win. Now, is it going to be a clean finish? Probably not. It's probably still something that's going to excite you, get you hyped up as a wrestling fan. And if you don't like Rock and Roman, you're going to be upset, but you're going to feel like I got great pro wrestling out of that match. But in order for all of these big storylines that everybody wants to come out of that Cody-Roman match, round 2 from last year, Cody trying to finish the story, in order for that to happen, you need bloodline rules. You need anything goes.
You do.
We got a taste of it on Raw with Seth versus, what was it, Jimmy?
Solo.
Solo, that's right. Against Solo, and we saw where all that went.
Yeah.
So The Rock comes out, then
You need it. Ever since you guys came on the show last week and talked about the Avengers finish, Kyle and I have been locked into that finish ever since.
Yeah.
I'm
not taking credit for that because I saw that on social media.
Right.
I'm taking credit for it.
But I completely connected with it because I love Marvel. I love the Avengers.
Yeah.
So it's like I was drawn to that. And
the fact that Always Positive Jay booked the ideal finish for this WrestleMania proves that this is going to really go down.
Yeah, this is really going to go
I've
down.
had a part in the script. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything.
It's a humble man. He's I don't want to take credit for it.
Well, Double A, how can wrestling fans everywhere follow you guys and get your show?
Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. We're actually coming up next.
Yep.
So on YouTube, you can go there. Myself, Kyle Cornell, we'll be on the air live, previewing the big day. This is our Super Bowl.
I mean, go back to the last show where I predicted the perfect WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Made the show better than it ever was.
We got that, and we met somebody. I don't know if he may come on the show. There's a vendor here where we got the cards.
Mm-hmm.
He loves wrestling overall, but he is a huge AEW fan.
Oh, that should be an interesting
conversation. So I
want
to see, a respectable.
What he loves about it.
Yeah, he's a respectable AEW fan, so I want to see how he's able to defend.
Explain
it. Because he was making some good points, so.
It takes someone like that to get you into something maybe you're not necessarily into, or get you more intrigued, because AEW hasn't done much to intrigue me to really follow it. I understand what's going on. I see enough on social media to understand what's going on. If there's a big match or a big moment, I'll try to tune in. But to get me more invested in it, it takes people like that are invested in it, and you have the similar passion with pro wrestling. Now it's a faction of pro wrestling in AEW. I'll be interested to tune into that. So make sure you guys look out for the side. Would you stop putting my card up? That's my professional level headshot right there. That's my wife dressed me for that.
He gonna take us to the ice cream shop.
Kind of a big deal.
Hey, I got cards in my pocket. If anybody wants one, I'm gonna be passing them out the rest of the day.
As soon as you start going to parent-teacher conferences, say,
get a signed one,
Mr. Arnold.
I know he has a B+ right now, but if you didn't know, here can we get a little extra credit there? Oh man, it is a good time out here. The Great Lakes Collectors Convention going on today and tomorrow, still out here at the Independence Fieldhouse. Double A, Anthony Alford, thank you so much for jumping on and talking a little WrestleMania. Thank you to everyone here. Greenie Sports Cards, everyone here. Curtis Danberg, we did a baseball conversation up on the stage. Absolutely loved that conversation.
You guys did a great job with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was asked to host 2 seconds before we went on the stage.
And I was asked 2 seconds before we went on the stage to do it with them.
Gabriella Cruz was not able to make it today, so they asked me to fill in 2 seconds before, and I think it turned out pretty good. Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Great Lakes Collectors Convention. We are the Voice of Land, a part of the Big Play and Be On Air podcast networks. For AA Anthony Alford, for Kyle Cornell in the background, for, of course, the beautiful Rebecca, AA's beautiful Rebecca, my wife, Jana, son, your family as well, if you want to
My
shout them
aunt,
out.
Uncle Ron, and cousin Tyler all made it out here
So
today.
family making it out.
Thank
For
you,
Peter
guys.
Tellep, I'm Kevin Arnold, reminding all of you sports fans, don't let anyone ever tell you it's just a game. We truly love you all, 3,000.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
And live life. All gas, no brakes. We'll see you next time in a couple weeks on April 17th for the Voice of the Land on the Big Play and Be On Air Podcast Networks.